this is your daily pivots. And this is more if you're a scalp trader, quick trader. So this is my daily pivots. And then here, so these produce every day at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time and carry all the way through the next day. So last night, Sunday night, these are populated on my chart when the futures open at 5 p.m. Central my time. And this is your daily pivot. And you can see they're very accurate. The stats on them are is equally impressive as your monthly and weekly, but I only push these kind of towards my experienced subscribers. So the people that have them on their charts, I always tell them to start with weekly and monthly unless they're experienced traders. Then you can get into more of the scalp trading, day trading. But the weekly and monthly is a little slower and you catch bigger moves that way. This is more of a, hey, I'm going to jump in because we're hitting resistance and I'm going to get out after a 10, 15 point run on S&P and just scalp it. And then the 4 hours are the same. They're even a little quicker. Watch for pivot breaks and supports, but they just do a good job. Pivot hold all the way to first target. And on the S&P, that's 70 to 88, about 18 to 20 points. So that's a good way to view that. Like I said, if you want these on your charts, let me know. I will get them to you. As far as I have a link in my Substack where you can purchase them. I help you set them up personally. So we will get in contact. We will link together and do it over a video call and get you set up where your TOS can look just like this. And no matter what trading style you're using, I can promise you they will help you improve because you just know your boundaries. You know where we are on days, on the week, on the month, on the year. And also if you just want to scalp even on 4 hour, because you can see holds pivot, goes to first target. So this is S&P trading by the pivot. And this is kind of why I'm bringing this today. We have CPI and PPI today or this week. And I think that it's going to be choppy. So in a very, very choppy environment that's not trending, that just wants to chop, it's really good to know these levels on, like I said, a daily pivot that was produced yesterday, and then one that produces every 4 hours. This updates. So 4 hours, 4 hours, and then I will get another one here at noon to carry me into the close. So just something to be aware of there. This is the S&P. Let's look at our favorite, the old crazy cousin himself, NASDAQ. Let's see how it's doing on the pivots. I haven't looked at these today. I might scalp a few if we get to some levels. That was a decent rejection there. Got the pivot at 29,851. So be cautious there for the daily pivot. When we're above it, it can trend up. When we're below it, it can trend down. Just like this. It broke it and trended all the way down before it kind of started trying to find some love on this next pivot here on the 4 hour. Keep those in mind. They're very good tools. Like I said, I don't expect big moves just because of the big data coming up Wednesday and Thursday for inflation and how the market will drink that down. Is the Fed going to hike? Or are they not? Is inflation high or is it low? Is it in line? All those things that will drive you insane. So what I'll do is just say, hey, it's probably gonna be a choppy week, take quick profits and wait until we get through that data to try to make any bigger decisions and use that monthly and weekly to do that. You can see on the NVIDIA, we broke the overshoot, which doesn't happen a lot. I've only got 5 days worth of data there because I do a 2-minute chart on it. I do a 5-minute on my daily just for quicker reactions. But once we broke this daily pivot all the way down, we're sitting trying to regain S1. We're below the overshoot on the 4 hour. Pretty good move for NVIDIA to the downside, which means SMH is going to look similar. SMH trying to find traction on 575.53, which is this 4 hour pivot here and that 573 area. It was basically the exact bottom, which is your daily. Like I said, this is only a day pivot, your daily S1. Let's jump over and look at gold. See how gold's doing. Being erratic, like it can be. Found good support on the 4 hour S1 at 43.78. Held pivot, first target. Now it's trying to keep the mojo running, like I said, on the 4 hour. It has been a little bit choppy, but like I said, our weekly and monthly levels kind of iron that out pretty smooth for you so you can catch the bigger, easier moves. Something like this is not as hard to catch when you use the monthly and weekly, where this stuff, you've got to start breaking it down, finding these 4 hours, like where's my bottom? Okay, here's the spot I can scalp it from 82 to first target of 92, 10 points, whether you're trading micro or mini, that can be some decent dollars that you can collect. Let's look at oil. See how it's respecting the daily and the 4 hour pivots. And like I said, if you want these, you have a Thinkorswim platform set up. You just got to download the desktop version, either on the laptop or desktop, and you can buy them right in my Substack links. Shoot me a note saying, hey, I bought them, and then we will link together and I will get you set up to where you can populate any of this that you want just by the click of a button. Not hard. Oil. Let's talk about oil. Oil's up 3.86%, something that kind of got my attention with oil. And like I said, our monthly levels and our weekly levels, we know that there's a big level there that we have been watching that I just put out in my other video, and I've been watching it for a few weeks. Something that kind of gets my attention though is that was up 3%, 3.5%. US oil, which is the United States oil side of it's up 5.6%. So you can see it's having a much, there's something weird there. That's what I'll say. How about that? There's something odd with, it should mimic basically what oil is doing, crude oil on the international exchange, basically the index, and it is running higher. So by 2% more, keep an eye on that to see if that divergence continues to build. This is another thing that has been kind of oddly weak and tired is the VIX. The old saying goes, VIX is low, look out below for the stock market. So, and then VIX is high, time to buy. That can be true. It can be. The VIX can stay low for a long time. And usually the spikes are short-lived unless it's kind of like out of the norm, COVID, 08 financial crisis, .com bubble, then VIX can stay elevated for a while. Typically spikes up into 25, 30. It's time to buy something on the stock market, which you want to know what you're doing there. And then when it gets down here, it can hang out down here. What the funds like to do is sell the heck out of volatility and just let it bleed and die. They sell it, they sell it, they sell it, and it's a great trade for them. It's been a great trade for quite a while. I don't know if it'll ever change. It'll eventually change, but right now it's just been like their MO for, I don't know, the past 5-6 years is every time volatility spikes, you can go find the data that shows that they just sell the heck out of the VIX to whoever will buy it. And then they just let it bleed and they keep selling it. They keep selling it. And as they sell it, it just makes it bleed more. And whoever's buying it's on the wrong side of that stick. So they are very into that. It's been a very big topic several times throughout my trading career, the VIX, how they manipulate the market with it. I guess if you're in a business to make money, I mean, you can be mad at them if you want, but they're here to make money just like the rest of us. So I can't, you just kind of got to play that game, right? We don't, if I had billions and billions of dollars, maybe we could influence the market, but I don't. So we're just going to play their game, play by their rules, and use our levels because that'll keep us on the right side of it. That was just interesting to me that the VIX is having the bleed and USO is up, where oil is up, but just not as much. I think that Microsoft has had another good day. You know, it's been up and away from our yearly levels that I put out for free. So if you watch that video, I've been talking about Microsoft, Google, Avgo, NVIDIA, all of them, all those big names that were testing major levels that I've said, hey, like we're here. We are here. These are your levels. And just great buying opportunities and great profit taking opportunities because Google, I mean, and Microsoft and NVIDIA and Avgo, they've all went target to target on yearly stuff, which is major moves. So if you haven't seen that video, go find it. It's got a thumbnail. It says yearly pivots. It's a free video. You can watch it. And I break down all those targets that have mattered, even including the NQ and the ES. I ran through everything and just said, hey, these are the yearly targets. And like I said, those are populated on my chart January 1st. They don't change. They are what they are, and the accuracy is amazing. But Microsoft having another good day. Found rejection at R1, which we would expect to find some resistance there. Just plain and simple. And the R3 overshoot on the 4-hour was 4-hour pivots. Now remember, this is only a 2-minute chart, 4-hour pivots, daily pivots, 5-minute chart. So don't get those confused in your brain. We found resistance right where we thought we would. And I don't think that, yeah. Okay. Hold on one second. I don't think that that's out of the realm. Oh yeah. I forgot about that too. So anyway, Microsoft having days. I was just reading some news there with Iran and what they have going on. That's just a dog and pony show at this point. Who knows what will happen? Don't predict. Just let it play and play the levels, especially our weekly and monthly levels. They have been spot on. They are extremely accurate. And do not guess. If we're scalping, scalp. You can scalp. Be quick, right? Perfect retest of the pivot, first target to second target in what? 2, 4, 6 minutes. Okay, that's a 6-minute trade from 499 to 507 on Microsoft. That's what I'm saying. If you're not experienced, don't worry about that. Like, how do I do that? How do I? No, don't worry about it. Use your weekly and monthly levels and use those levels to make decisions, and they will be much slower for you, and you won't get caught up in getting destroyed. If you're a fast scalp trader, you've been doing it for a while, these are perfect for you. All right, I think that's what I wanted to cover. I wanted to show you USO and oil, talk about the VIX. Apple's kind of having a rough day. They got a downgrade. You can see found support at the overshoot on the 4-hour. Will it be more support, or do we work down into these daily pivots? These will update at noon. I'll get a new list of 4-hour pivots as soon as it clicks over. It'll project that on my screen for me. And we will just go from there with how that looks. But yeah, they got some downgrades, and talking heads are doing their thing. They want to buy Apple lower, I guess. So they're going to talk it down, buy some more, and then let it go back up. So that's just the game that's played. Other than that, I think Meta had a decent day. Nah, it's pretty flat. It was up quite a bit this morning, and now it's giving all that back up and headed south. The NQ, like I said, if you're using our monthly and weekly levels, you know exactly where it rejected and why. The daily pivot's also doing a good job, but we have levels there that we've been tracking for the month since the very beginning of August. And for this week, we know why we are having issues where we are. But like I said, I don't expect any outsized moves, especially with the VIX this low, until we get some PPI and CPI data, and that will probably either confirm the bake-up continues higher or confirm that we're heading south in a hurry, and they will manipulate it up to that moment. Use the levels, have some fun, relax. You don't have to take a trade every day. Even if you consider yourself a day trader, just chill out, use those monthly and weekly levels, and you'll be just fine. That's what I want to tell my new traders that have my levels on their screen, because I have several out there now, and I just don't want them to get caught up in, man, I missed it. No, let's just play smart. And a small profit week is better than any type of loss. So keep that on the front of your thoughts. Let me see what else we have. I think that's a silver and gold. They've kind of, pivot, daily pivot to first target. Pretty nice move there. Let's see if gold, what it's doing. I covered this in my weekly and monthly for my paid, and we know what we've got going over there. But S1 support on the 4-hour all the way to R1. So like I said, no matter your trading style, these levels will help you. They'll set your boundaries. I've got the statistics up top here that we load on bigger time frames, and it shows you how accurate these daily pivots are, how accurate these 4 hours, because I can pull 10-year data on them and show you, hey, we only close above R3 X% of the time. We only close above R2 X% of the time. We only close below S2 X% of the time. So they're very, very good for that. And that gives you a thought to not fight what you want to fight within yourself, as far as like, well, it's going down. The news is horrible. It's going to keep going down. Well, especially when we step out to our monthly pivots, we know that we've only got a 3% chance of finishing below, say, S2. I really don't want to get short down there if I've got a 97% chance that we close above it. So those are things that we watch and monitor every day. So if I can help you, let me know. Send me a message. Tell me about it. Substack is the easiest way to communicate with me. Just direct message me there and say, hey, this is what I'm looking at. I like to trade these stocks, whatever. And I will help you get these levels and understand what we've got going and make it make sense to you. All right. With all that, as always, we will talk soon.